everybody, so today our assignment was out of the book. It was page 297, 4 through 20. And so for some of you it was super easy, but really I'm guessing if you're watching the video it was because it wasn't so easy for you. So we're just going to go through, and as I go through, if you need to pause the video, pause the video. If you need to back it up, great. If you can skip ahead, awesome. I'm not going to give you all the answers, but I'll make sure that you get everything set up and know what to do. So then it's important that you finish off the work, but I'll get you started. So there's the book. I have just taken pictures in my iPad of the actual book. You can access the book online if you're already on the computer, or hopefully you have a hard copy right with you. So we started off here. So we had to do 4, 5, and 6, and they come out of this picture right here. So let's see. Number 4, it tells me that I need to find x. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go into the picture and find where it is, because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there. So here's x. And I'm going to figure out, all right, if that's on this side right here, where in the other figure is the match to that? And I see it right here. So the x and the 2 match up. So over on the side, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make a line equals a line. Now technically, there's several ways that you can set this up. I'm going to choose, because this picture is going to side, I'm going to choose to set it up that way. So I see the x over here and the 2 over here, so I'm going to put the x here, the 2 here. Great. So now I need to go through and figure out, well, what goes on the bottom. So if I look through here, I've got 4 and a z. Does that help me? It doesn't help me at all, so I'm just going to get rid of that because it's a little overwhelming to me. How about this 3 and the y? No, that doesn't help me because it's got another variable in there. But if I look up here, the 6 and the 5, that does help me. And because I'm going side to side, I see that, hey, the 6 is over here, the 5 is over here, and now I've got it set up. Once I have it set up, then generally I've found that you are pretty good at solving it. So what are you going to do? I'm going to do 2 times 6, gives me 12. And then I'm going to divide by the 5. And when I do that, you get a decimal, and that is okay. So do the 2 times 6 divided by 5, see what you get, and once you have an answer for that, come on back to me. All right, so we're done with that. So now let's go on to number 5. And what does number 5 want you to find? They want y, so I'm going to look around in here. Where is the y? There it is, okay? And what matches with that on the other trapezoid? You've got it right there. So I'm going to draw my line equals a line, set it up as a proportion, and because my picture is side to side, I'm just going to write the 3 and the y, because that's what the picture tells me. But now I've got to figure out what goes on the bottom. Well, we already decided this wasn't helpful. This, I guess I could use my new answer, but there's another variable there, not helpful. So I'm back to my 6 and my 5. So I write those in, 6 and 5, because 6 was on the left, 5 was on the right. All right, now what do I do? Got it. 3 times 5 is 15. Divide it by my 6. This one comes out as a decimal as well, and that's okay. You might see, hey, 6 divided by 2 is 3, so 5 divided by 2 is something. One more on this little stretch. Now, number 6 tells me that I want to find z, so I look in there. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. And what matches on the other one with the z? Right, the 4. So line equals a line, set up my proportion. 4 is on the left, z is on the right. I always put a line through my z so it doesn't look like a 2. And now, are you okay with which numbers are going to work best? Yep, the 6 and the 5 are going to be the best because we need a number. So 6 and a 5. How am I going to solve that? Yeah. 4 times 5, then divide it out by your 6. Because really what's happening, 4 times 5 is 20. And then 6 times what gives me that? Well, to undo it, I divide by the 6. So that's kind of the long process of what I was doing here. And you get a decimal again, and it is okay to have that. You just write it with the repeating sign. if it comes with one of those. All right, so this next one, now let's go on to number 7. We've got one triangle with sides of 3 and 4, and then the other triangle with y and 12. So I'm going to just highlight some stuff to figure out what goes where, because generally what I find is if you can get it set up, then from there you're okay. So let's look at the 3. The 3 is on the small triangle, and what does that match with on the big triangle? Yeah, it matches with the y. So if over here I put out my line equals the line, then my 3 matches with my y. You can choose to do it side to side or up and down. This one is not quite as side to side. Well, I guess it could be. So I'll write the 3 here and the y here. And then I look down, and the 4, what does the 4 match with? The 4 matches with the 12. Now, it's really important that you see that I have my little triangle on this side and my big triangle on this side. So if that's the case, then I've got to make sure the 4 goes under the 3 because that's the little, and then the 12 goes under the big because that's the big right there. So you might be able to see on this one, you could cross multiply if you want, but you really don't even have to, because look at, how do you get from 4 to 12? Yeah, so then do the same to the top, and you should be able to come up with y. Now, do not forget to label. It is important to label today. So you're in centimeters, and away we go. So how about number 8? That one was a little bit tricky just because there was extra numbers in there. But let's look at it. Look at this. This is 10 and this is 10. So for some people that was a little bit of a struggle. But do you see that one of those 10s matches up with this x? Does it matter which one? I'm going to say no. You could either rotate the little guy to line up, or you could flip it. Either way. So I'm just going to say let's rotate it around. So I'm going to get rid of this 10. If you don't like that, get rid of the other 10. It doesn't matter. They're both 10s. So I put the line equals the line, and I see that the x and the 10 line up. I've got a 10 over on the left. I've got an x over on the right. I'm just kind of lining it up that way. Now, if you want to always do the little guy on the top, the big guy on the bottom, totally cool. But right now, I'm just doing right to left. So really, the big one was on the left. The little one was on the right. Then, so what happens on the bottom? I've got a 4 and a 2. So I'm going to put my 4 here, my 2 here. Well, how to get from 4 to 2? You've got it. So the x should be okay. Don't forget to label it. And on we go. So here, this next one, we've got 8 and 7. We've got z and 5. Do you see how the 8 is on this line and the z is as well? And then the 7 is down here, the 5 is down here. So the beautiful thing there is it's already set up in a proportion for us. Look at this. Done. So now I can just go 8 times 5, and then I divide by 7. Now, this was a problem for some people because, oh no, look at what happens. So I'm going to pull up, I don't even have a calculator on here. So I'm going to pull up 8 times something. What was it? It was 8 times 5 divided by 7. So 8 times 5 divided by 7 equals something wrong with my calculator. If I do that, so you quick, I'm going to pause and figure it out, and you do this. All right, I figured out whatever it was, and this is what I got. 8.571428.6. To which point you say, oh my word, Mrs. Beaver, I don't know what to do. And then we have a rough time. But if I were to look back up on these directions, look at this. It says, the triangles in each pair are similar. Find the missing length. Round to the nearest tenth where necessary. See, it wasn't so bad. If you read the directions, amazing things can happen, and life is not so hard. So we got 5 point, I don't even remember what it was, 5.7 something something something. So really, I think it was 5.71. So I can just go back and say, all right, 5.7 is my answer. There's no label there. All is well. Let's go to this last one, and then we'll stop for here, and I will make a different video for the other ones. So this one, somebody said to me, oh no, what do I do with this 30? Well, when they're similar, it's just telling you, hey, these two angles are congruent. That's what happens in similar. So I'm not going to choose to worry about those because they're not that bad. And I'm going to look here. This 8, what does the 8 match with? Yeah, 6.4. And what does this 7 match with? The A. Look at it is already set up in a proportion for you. So 8 over 7 equals 6.4 over A. And so I just take out my calculator. I multiply, so 6.4 times 7 equals, and then divide by what's left. And away you go. So that's the first several questions on your assignment. Hopefully that will get you started. I will make another video with the word problems if you need some help with those. All right, have a good day.